The time is 10 a.m. and now on WKYT Midmorning, we are live in Frankfurt awaiting a news conference by former Governor Steve Beshear.
We're getting our first look at a man accused of trying to rob a Lexington bar before he was attacked by the employees.
And Harlan County native Jordan Smith is set to perform his first concert in Lexington.
This is WKYT Midmorning.
Good morning from WKYT and welcome in. It's good to have you with us. A live event shortly when former Governor Steve Beshear holds a news conference. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. We've had a live event going out there in the weather too, haven't we? A lot of storms.
It was loud last night, you know, as those storms rumbled through. Let's check in. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is in this morning from Micah. Good morning.
And good morning to you. Yeah, some of those last night getting on the strong side, even a few severe thunderstorm warnings issued for parts of our area. Today, we're tracking another round. You'd think the atmosphere would be zapped, but we have plenty of energy still showing up and more thunderstorms that are now lifting into central Kentucky. They're already hanging out from Somerset to London with heavy rounds of rain, a little bit of lightning earlier, and we're tracking even more back around the Liberty area and into Campbellsville. Loads of lightning associated with that and more heavy rains. As we look to the southern skies from a sky cam, you can see some change is on the way, guys. We're going to track those showers and storms all the way through the afternoon and evening. Maybe some more strong ones coming at us. I'll break it all down coming up.
Yeah, it looks like a lot to keep our eye on. Thank you.
We have a crew in Frankfurt this mid-morning where former Governor Steve Beshear is about to hold a news conference.
They're setting up for it now. Beshear has not said what he will be talking about, but last week Governor Bevin hired a private law firm to investigate reports of wrongdoing during the Beshear administration, which of course was from 2007 through 2015. This included claims of no-bid contracts to help friends. We're looking there at the podium. Here's video, of course, from the governor. This announcement coming as a lawsuit against Governor Bevin filed by Attorney General Andy Beshear is moving forward. A judge has ruled that 3 Democratic state representatives in the House can join in the suit against the governor. The lawsuit seeks to stop him from cutting spending on state colleges and universities from this year's budget. A hearing on the lawsuit will be held a week from today. Again, we are awaiting the former Governor Steve Beshear, who's expected to appear at any time in Frankfurt, right there at the Capitol Plaza Hotel, and respond to allegations of corruption in his administration made by the current governor, Matt Bevin. And as soon as, and I think we have the governor walking in at this moment, as you see, former Governor Steve Beshear, and we will let you know that we will cover the entire address on WKYT.com, but let's listen in now to the former governor as he speaks this morning. So he's getting mic set up. And we'll listen in now to former Governor Steve Beshear. Still a couple of adjustments there with the cameras as they're getting in place. You just saw the former governor walk in, and apparently some information being distributed there by his aide, but now here comes the comment from the governor.
See, we did make one mistake. We provided you chairs. That just means you're going to be relaxed and want to stay a long time.
Are you going to take questions?
Of course I am. Unlike somebody else I know.
This one right here.
On the big one, the big microphone, there's a gray button on the top of it. On the top. Just hold it in for a second.
Right here.
You got it?
No.
Talking to it now.
Testing 1, 2, 3. That's good.
Anybody else in your release?
Okay, has everybody got everything ready to go?
Yes, sir.
The position of governor is an honor, it's a privilege, and above all, it's a responsibility. There's an unwritten understanding that the person who holds that office must govern with respect and dignity, must feel compassion for the people of this state, and must be bound by an allegiance to the truth. Sadly, so far in this current administration, those qualities are lacking. Last week, even as Kentuckians across the state continue to suffer from the benefine mess that he created, Governor Matt Bevin demonstrated once again that politics, not governing, is his priority. His baseless, unsubstantiated allegations of corruption in my administration, allegations that, of course, you in the media dutifully reported, even though he refused to answer a single question about those allegations, continues a pattern of attacks that seek only to bully and distract. That pattern began when he attacked my wife Jane not a day after he got into office. Then, a couple of weeks later, he accused me and all of us who worked on improving health care in Kentucky of lying. Lying about our progress, ignoring the facts that back up our assertions. And now, he's announced plans to use taxpayer money to conduct his own, quote, investigation, close quote, of what he claims were illegal contracts and a systematic shakedown of government employees. Well, folks, enough is enough. Mr. Bevin's accusations are nothing more than an attempt to distract the public's attention from the disaster he made of benefine, from his plan to strip health insurance from vulnerable Kentuckians, and from his inexplicable and unnecessary attempts to cut investments in our schools. Now, some of my friends have counseled me just ignore these attacks, but it's clear that he has declared war on the Beshear family and the Beshear administration. It's also clear that apparently he has no intention of stopping. Well, he has bullied the legislature, he has bullied our universities, he has bullied you in the media, and he has bullied organizations that rely on state funding. But he's not going to get away with bullying me. Unfortunately, it's the families of Kentucky who suffer most because they deserve better than this. They need a governor who, like I did during my 8 years, rejects the corrosive partisanship that is ripping this country apart, and instead uses collaboration and partnerships to improve life for our people here in the Commonwealth. In short, it is time for Mr. Bevin to stop campaigning and start governing.
Former Governor Steve Beshear with some strong words in the statement that he is making. He is about to wrap up, and then apparently we'll be taking questions. And if you'd like to see the rest of that presentation, it'll be over on WKYT.com.
And of course, we'll have full coverage as well on our noon newscast.
Right.
So we hope you will tune in for that as well. New on WKYT Mid-Morning, we're getting our first look at a robbery suspect who was tackled by employees in a Lexington bar. Police say Dorian Webb stole money from a tip jar at Max Karaoke on Lane Allen Road just before 3 o'clock this morning. When he was confronted by the DJ, employees say Webb pulled out a gun. They calmed him down while several patrons, including a pregnant woman, left the bar. Then when Webb tried to get away, one of the employees tackled him.
Once I saw the weapon pulled from his waistband, and I knew right then and there that this could not end well.
Right when it reached the lip of his pants or his pocket, I thought it was his pocket. That's when I decked him, and then as he was going down, grabbed him by the neck and grabbed his hand as well.
Now, employees say Webb also had a knife in his pocket. He's charged with robbery. No one was hurt. Also new on Mid-Morning, an arrest has been made in the case of a Louisville toddler who died in a hot car. Jacqueline Thomas is charged with second-degree manslaughter. She's the owner of Little Kings and Queens, the daycare that was in charge of 2-year-old Levante Swain. He was found dead in a daycare car last week outside a Louisville elementary school. We don't know if she was the driver, and if not, if that driver will be charged.
Lexington police are trying to find the man who they say carjacked a pastor at knife point. The preacher told police he was giving the suspect a ride to a hotel off Winchester Road when that man pulled out a knife and stole his car. The victim then went to a nearby gas station and called for help. Police are still looking for a stolen white Kia Soul. The focus of the 2016 campaign is now shifting to Indiana. The Hoosier state will be holding its primary next week, following critical primaries in 5 Northeast states. Donald Trump declared himself the presumptive GOP nominee yesterday after beating rivals Ted Cruz and John Kasich in Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. Democrat Hillary Clinton defeated rival Bernie Sanders in 4 of those states, putting her even closer to clinching the party's nomination.
This morning, people in parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Missouri are waking up to assess the damage from a night of intense weather. There were 5 reported tornadoes across the region. The rain turned stairs into waterfalls in Kansas City and flooded the streets of Wichita. Parts of the Great Plains are bracing for another round of severe weather today. Now, the weather caused an overnight crash in Lexington. Police say a driver crashed into a tree that fell across Military Pike overnight. He was not seriously hurt. Military Pike out by the Bluegrass Airport was closed for a few hours until Streets and Roads could remove the tree.
Well, this morning we've learned that the now nationally known Jordan Smith is planning a concert in Lexington.
The Herald Leader reports the Harlan County native has been tapped by the Troubadour Concert Series to perform at the Lyric Theater in June. The concert will be Smith's first in Lexington since winning season 9 of The Voice. Smith released his debut album, Something Beautiful, in March. Ticket information for Smith's June 16th show has not been released. He is on a roll. What a great life he's having right now.
Fun concert here in Lexington.
Well, keep it here on Mid-Morning. Here's one way to spice up a boring day at the office.
Why they're rolling in the streets. That's coming up after Jim's weather.
And it's forecast, guys. It's getting a little more action-packed out there with some showers and thunderstorms showing up. And we could even track a few stronger, severe ones later today. I'll break it all down coming up.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
We are tracking more showers and thunderstorms creeping into the area. Folks across southern Kentucky already getting on quite a bit of action here this morning, and we'll likely see even more feed in as the day progresses. Let's get right to tracking where these showers and storms are located. Some of the heaviest rain, at least in our area, still showing up around the London-Corbin area. A lot of it now right in position over top of Corbin. Not getting in on the lightning and thunder like some of the other spots have earlier here this morning, but still a lot of heavy rain coming down. You didn't get in on quite as much last night until early this morning. Now you're getting a big push. Lightning still showing up just north of Liberty and back toward Campbellsville, with more heavy rain continuing to fall from Harrodsburg back down to Danville. Just absolutely covered up, picking up better than an inch or so in some cases, maybe higher than that depending on the exact location. So a lot of heavy rain associated with this. This is our high resolution model, and you can see it's almost right on track with exactly what's happening out there. Shows these showers and storms pulling out and then making way for more that likely work their way into the area across southern Kentucky and lift to the north. Some of these could have some very strong elements associated with them as we get into the evening here and beyond. Another line trying to take shape by 7, 8, and up to 10 o'clock tonight as it sweeps across 65 and then makes its way into central Kentucky. So we have more rounds of heavy rain, so flooding is a concern, and the potential for some of these to be strong or even severe across Kentucky as we progress through the evening hours. 7-day forecast, of course, catching some relief as we get into your Friday, maybe a smaller chance of rain. I think it's really completely dry there before we go into a weekend that will feature even more storms and maybe even more severe weather potential, guys.
Oh, wow. And lots going on this weekend, too.
You know, after it was quiet for so long, here it comes wide open now. That's the way it goes.
Maybe it'll calm for the Derby, you know.
Yeah, we're hoping for it. It'll be cooler for sure.
Yeah.
Well, if you have to sit at a desk all day, at least dress up and turn it into a game.
Have some fun.
Why
right?
not?
That's what they do in Taiwan. It's the annual office chair races, taking a cue from a Japanese tradition. The participants dress up in bizarre costumes and they race backwards down the streets, and all of that in their office chairs, as you see. Have some good time with it.
You know, we could do that in the driveway here at WKYT. I think it would be fun. Okay. Long lost footage of the Beatles and complications over Prince's estate.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be quite complicated. Daniel Nottingham has your eye on entertainment.
Prince's sister says he died without leaving a will. The superstar musician passed away suddenly last week in Minnesota. His sister is asking the courts for a special administrator to oversee his estate. A high-powered group gathered in New York, where Time magazine honored its list of the 100 most influential people of the year.
This kind of variety of people and remarkable people is like, I will not sit in my chair 1 second tonight. I'm just gonna like barge in and try to meet as many people as I can.
Haley Steinfeld is proving she's both movie star and music star. The 19-year-old actress released her Rock Bottom music video last month. Now she's planning to join Meghan Trainor on the Untouchable tour this summer. The concerts kick off in Vancouver in July. And here's a look at the Beatles as we've never seen them. The Fab Four make faces for the camera while getting ready for a TV appearance in 1965. The newly released footage comes from a makeup artist who remembers the band mucking around behind the scenes. And that's your eye on entertainment. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Keep it here on Mid-Morning on WKYT. Do you spend too much time sitting behind a desk? The American Diabetes Association hopes you'll change that.
Details about National Get Fit, Don't Sit Day. Next on WKYT.
Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $282 million, and Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot $118 million. Welcome back in. It's Mid-Morning on WKYT. Sit less and move more. That is the idea behind the American Diabetes Association's Get Fit, Don't Sit Day. It's happening a week from today.
And here to explain is Dr. Dennis Karunas, the president of the association's Bluegrass Board of Directors and an endocrinologist and diabetes researcher at UK Healthcare, also the VA hospital. Dr. Karunas, thank you very much for coming in today.
You're welcome.
What's the idea behind this special day coming up on May 4th?
Well, so research has shown that people sit too much. If they sit too much, they're at risk for developing a lot of diseases, including diabetes, heart disease, and other causes of death. And so that by getting up and moving more, you could reduce your risk for these diseases.
Is it any one period of time you shouldn't sit too long, or is it over the period of the day? If you get some exercise, you're okay.
Yeah, so I think that sitting for more than 90 minutes seems to be a factor. So they say getting exercise every 90 minutes, getting up and moving around, or instead of sending an email, maybe walking across the office and give the message to somebody.
What are some other forms of exercise? What are some of the other things we should be doing that can help in this area?
Even just simple exercises with your chair. You showed the race with the down.
Yeah.
You could just moving in your chair and doing a little calisthenics there, or and just getting up and sometimes having standing meetings and things, or chalking on your cordless phone and sort of pacing a little bit to get some extra steps in. And
the Diabetes Association also has a step out day, as well as that's a walk, and a 5K coming up as well.
That's right. So that not only getting more steps during the day, but also in the long run, doing the 5K walk is a great cause on June 4th, to the step out walk.
So time now to sign up for it and get ready.
Yes,
get moving.
A week from today would be the Get Fit day, and so that we have information online. People can get kits, and we hope that companies will sign up and get everybody involved. And I think it just will help a lot of people to get moving during the day, so
really good motivation,
and can be preventive as far as type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, so that having more steps, I think, reduces the risk for developing a lot of chronic diseases, including diabetes.
Thank you for coming in. All right.
Glad to be here.
Make us want to get up and walk.
Well, keep it right here this mid-morning.
Yeah, back in a moment, we'll check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen next and see what's cooking up. And there you go, Doc. It's some brownies, so you got to walk those off, right? Back in a moment.
Extra steps. We're glad you're with us today. There are many ways to show appreciation for the people in your life. Here's a deliciously decadent way to make someone feel special.
Today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, it's speckled blonde brownies.
Every year during the last week of April, businesses around the country celebrate what's known as Administrative Professionals Week. It's an entire week dedicated to recognizing how valuable these folks are. So to help you thank them, we thought we'd show you how to whip up a batch of our blonde brownies that are so easy you could give them to that someone special as soon as tomorrow. All we do is add some brown sugar, hot water, a couple of eggs, and a bit of vanilla to some shortening that we melted in the microwave. After that's mixed, we add in our dry ingredients. And for that, it's simply some flour, a little baking soda and baking powder, along with a touch of salt. When the batter is smooth, we stir in lots of chocolate chips and walnuts and spoon it into a baking dish. And if that isn't decadent enough, we finish it with even more chocolate chips and nuts before popping it in the oven. When it's cut into bars, they're ready to go. Maybe fancy them up and put them in a gift box to make it a bit special for that administrative professional who has helped you out this past year. So don't wait another minute. Go online and get the recipe for our speckled blonde brownies as a way to say thank you to that someone special. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a rewarding way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Like we said, eat those and then do what the diabetes doctor was saying. Walk.
Don't sit while you're eating.
Exactly.
Keep moving around.
Keep moving. And you might want to keep moving today with these showers and thunderstorms. You might want to pay very close attention to them. This particular batch it's working through right now, not intense yet, but we might have some this afternoon, guys. We're proud of them.
Keep watching that. Thank you for joining us. We'll have all the latest coming up on WKYT News at noon.
See you at noon.